With Jedi Survivor only 2 short weeks away, there are some things that nobody's really talking about, and I wanted to make a short video today discussing exactly that. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be, in every sense of the word, an upgrade from Jedi Fallen Order, from new customization, a bigger world to explore, more combat skills, side quests, and what is seemingly a massive story. It is going to be so easy to get lost in this game. From my 4 hours playtime with the game out in LA recently, and some of the questions from you guys in the comments section, has me wondering why nobody has mentioned a few of these things yet. So let's jump into a few things that almost nobody is talking about. Also, if you guys have any questions about Jedi Survivor you would like answered, drop them in the comments below now, because I will be answering them in a video later this week. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss that video. Anyways, let's talk about the first thing that nobody has really mentioned, and it's kind of a big one. During the events of Jedi Fallen Order, Cal is essentially a nobody. He barely has any Jedi skills to start out. However, by the end of the game, he seems to have somewhat of a grasp on what it is to be a Jedi. This aside, as Cal's presence was alerted to the Empire, he spent majority of the story on the run. With this being said, and quick spoiler warning if you haven't played Fallen Order yet, the end of the game sees Darth Vader himself showing up to take out Cal and seemingly do the job himself, as his Inquisitors had failed to do so. Now, we all know that Cal escapes by the skin on his poncho. The poncho. But this doesn't mean that this is the end for Vader. So why is nobody talking about it? Why has nobody said, is there a chance that Darth Vader comes back in Jedi Survivor? Now, I know what you're thinking. He hasn't been in any of the promo material or trailers, but why would he be? Why would EA and Respawn spoil what could be a massive surprise for the players, just like it was in the first game? I personally believe Darth Vader could make an appearance at the end of Jedi Survivor, because as a character, Vader would take it personally and want to hunt Cal down with everything he had, due to the fact that he escaped him at the end of the first game. Now, we definitely could have a few Inquisitors chasing after us in the game as well, but how good would it be if Darth Vader turned up at the end for another attempt at taking out Cal? Do I think it'll happen? Probably not, but am I a little bit hopeful? Yeah, definitely. In Fallen Order, Cal was nowhere near ready to fight Darth Vader. However, his development over the last 5 years, and the skill that he will undoubtedly gain during Survivor as well, he may just be ready for an actual showdown with the Dark Lord himself, being able to hold his own. Now, obviously, we're not going to beat Vader, because we know that doesn't happen, but actually getting to fight him would be incredible, and not just have some forced cutscene like the end of Jedi Fallen Order, when he definitely wasn't ready to go up against Vader at that point, but now he just might be, and be able to escape with his life again. Having said all of this, from what we've seen in the trailers so far, there's no shortage of villains in the game, from Bedlam Raiders to the guy in the back to tank who we still have no idea about. And on top of that, we just got to look at what our fight with Ravis will be like, and that sounds nearly impossible to start with. For those of you that don't know, Ravis is the second point that I want to talk about, and he is a Jedi species, and they are known to be one of the most difficult enemies you could possibly take on. For those that don't understand or don't know what the Jedi species is like, I'll give you a quick description from Wikipedia. It says that they are a seemingly immortal, formless species. The description on the website states that they are devoid of any bones and lacked the vulnerable vital organs of most species, including hearts and lungs. So this dude doesn't have a heart or a lung, he's got no bones essentially, and it just gets worse. It also says that as a species, the Jedi could take extreme injuries and even complete dismemberment and survive, which gave them the reputation of being immortal. In fact, they could regrow lost limbs or other body parts in only a few minutes. On top of that, it says the Jedi had a nervous system which was distributed throughout the body in the form of millions of nerve clusters, which gave the species nearly instantaneous reflexes, as well as the ability to sustain a high volume of injuries without any overall damage. So how are we actually supposed to defeat Ravis? I guess we'll have to wait and figure that out when the game launches, but hopefully there's some sort of weakness that he has that we can find, and we don't just have to end up escaping him the same way we did with Vader in the first game. Personally, this fight sounds like it's going to be incredible and extremely difficult. I can't imagine what Grandmaster is going to look like with this fight. Moving on though, the third character we need to talk about is this mysterious back-to-tank character that I mentioned earlier. We've seen him in so many of the trailers previously, and from what has been shown, it seems like he's come out of stasis pretty angry at what the world has become since his time during the High Republic. We have seen this character alongside Ravis, so it would appear that the two are working together at some point, and Ravis may just be the muscle in a bigger plan constructed by our Bacta tank character. We do also see in the trailer another character with a double-bladed blue lightsaber facing off against Cal. However, whether this is the same person, it has remained to be seen. They are wearing a helmet during the fight, so we can't really see their face. We don't know if it is this character from the High Republic. I have seen some speculation that the character fighting Cal could be Merrin, and that through her training with Cal has been taught to use a lightsaber, but in my opinion, that still feels like a little bit of a stretch. But who knows? There's so many unanswered questions around Jedi Survivor that we will hopefully find out once the game releases, and I have my fingers crossed for an extremely long story and exciting storyline for us as Star Wars fans to once again lose ourselves in and escape to a reality that isn't our own. With all of that said, I want to know what you guys think, so make sure you let me know down in the comments below. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for the support on the channel. It has been incredible lately. I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video, and may the Force be with you always.